Oh my god, this is such bullshit, man. Oh, you drank all of my brandy, so now you have to do my laundry. Oh, Emperor Melkor, you're so lazy, you don't even know how to fold clothes correctly. Fuck you, Gill-boy. Nobody cares. Oh, so the strikes we got a bit, yeah, let me turn this down so it don't get the audio copyright strikes, so... Okay, hang on. What's going on here? Emperor Melkor here, coming at you with another great metal review videos. Hang on, I'm going to drink some Big Red from, excuse me, it's the bloods of my enemies from the skulls. Yeah, I hit right in the spot, you know. Sorry about that, Gill girl, excuse me, Gill-boy. It's got put in my head that I drank all of his brandy, so... Yeah, I pretty much drank that whole bottle after that's about a battery, where I took a bath. I'm in the battery video and listened to the whole album. And then I also, after that, listened to a Gwar album. And that's gonna be a nice segue into talking about the band Gwars. So, there's many opinions about this band, and the only right opinion is that they kick total ass. I understand that they're not black metals, but in spirit they are the black metals, because the whole message is fuck humanity, and that's pretty black metals. And as you know, the aliens. Okay, I don't know if you know this or not, but humanity is not the only life forms in the world, and there are from aliens from beyond space, times, what it's a little complicated for the Emperor, so because I only understand truly the black magics, but it's kind of the same in some ways, the aliens, the demons, or the whatever. But these are not demons, these are the aliens. And they come here to destroy humanity, as we rightfully should be destroyed, because we are the parasites. But I tried to commune with Gwar, with the crystal mancy, and I was successful, and there's beams through the crystal. It's one of the greatest albums of all times, and that's the Scumdogs of the universe. And who doesn't like scum, and who doesn't like dogs? So a combination of both scum dogs, totally brutal, you know, and you can't go wrong with the bands, okay? So I have pretty bad dyslexia, but I'm pretty sure that's one, no, that's beef something cakes or something, and that's Balzac, and yes. So they've got fanciful names on this videos, this albums, and if you look at the back, look, they come here to enslave humanity like we should be, because honestly, who wouldn't want to be a slave to Gwar? Because if you are a slave to Gwar, first of all, they melt your face off with the badass riffs and the beats and their lyrics. Their lyrics are such poetry, let me tell you. We're gonna get into that momentarily. But look how liberating that actually looks, though. The covers in the bloods and the chains and the spikes. It's pretty brutal. So we're gonna go ahead and kind of talk about Gwar. So they are one of those bands that their albums, the studio albums, are phenomenal to perfection. They don't have as bad albums at all. And if you think that they do, then you should get your head cut off and by Gwar. And but anyways, so they don't have the bad albums at all. So there's all just every album is perfection, but this album is my favorite albums. Okay, I also like the albums with Immortals, the Destructor or whatever, Immortal Corruptor, Destructor. Like I said, it's kind of hard because they use really big words in their lyrics and it kind of confuses Melkor, but at the end of the day, it's Satan and it's metal, but they don't tend to talk too much about Satan. So I know it's kind of weird to spend Witching Hour and not talk about Satan, but we're going to talk about Gwar. So we're going to open this up, right, and we're going to look at it because it's a beautiful album. And the vinyls, before we dissect the lyrics, well, first of all, let me not get sidetracked. So I get a little DHDHA when we talks about the Gwars. It's a lot like Beavis and Buttheads on the Gwar. But yeah, look at that. That's so awesome. Like, it's so great. This is such a cool ass band to see live. And one thing that's good about the Gwar is that they spray you with bloods and others bodily fluids from the nether regions, kind of like the region of the goose and the last video, and also from the behinds. And it's great to shit on humanity. And that's how you know you're dealing with true artists and true aliens and true things, because they understand that humanity, we also know that we need to be destroyed, correct? Okay, so we need to die, but we also like to party before we die. And it's the best thing in the world to do. Now hang on, I'm going to have to pause the video because I'm pretty sure I forgot to turn down the record player, and I would hate for this to have to get copyright strikes by the Electric Wizards. Yeah, so 1 second, Milk will be right back.
Flatimus Maximus Odorous Beefcake the Mighty Balls.
Oh, okay, sorry. I was trying to commune with our alien brethren through the crystals, and yeah, it wasn't working. I don't know why. It's probably because it has to be in Latin. I don't know. Sometimes things have to be in Latin. Anyways, we're gonna talk more about the albums now. So, basically, you have a badass album here. Now, this is a really cool pressing of this record because, check it out. Hang on, let me show you. Calm down. I understand this is really exciting for all of you. So, we're gonna try to pull all of this out. You know what I'm saying? We are talking about Gwar, so, you gotta be right. Look, oh my god, it's in there really tight and good. So, well, we'll just go ahead and pull out this. This is the lyric sheet, and look, it's been stained by Gwar's enemies. So, there was a time, side note, I know I don't want to get too distracted here, but there was a time where I did have a job. Okay, well, I still have a job. My job is making the best black metal album you've ever heard, and if yours, I might try to read some of it. Sorry, I gotta fix my hair here. It's getting in my eyes. But I put on one of their songs at work, and the manager turned it off. And what did I actually grabbed a knife and I stabbed him multiple times. And do you know what happens? They called the cops on me. Can you believe this? Can you believe they would dare call the cops on the Emperor for vanquishing a poser? I understand. It's so like shocking that we live in such a world to where this would happens to us. So this is this is a time period of old school kind of Gwars. So new Gwar has new frontmans, new aliens, because you can understand as being aliens, you comes here to rock humanity, and then you have to kidnap a lot of humans and take them back to work on your starships and go into the galaxies and to feed some to the Cthulhu stuffs. So here we have the original for over 30 years kicking our asses and melting our face. The great Adarius Orangus or whatever. So I apologize if I get your name wrong, sir, because I cannot read really well. But there he is. Look at him. Isn't he beautiful? Look at his face. Yes, he's such a handsome alien. I cannot believe this. And yeah, so basically he's like the lead vocals, and then you have Balsack with he's there. He is. Look at him. He's cool. Like, look at that. Yes. So there's Balsack, and then you have Jizmak the Gusher, Flatimus Maximus, and Beefcake the Mighty. So there's Beefcake the Mighty. Yeah, and then there is Flatimus Maximus, yeah, and then we got the Jizmak the Gusher, and sometimes, it's amply named bands names. And check out the record, it's really cool, you ready? Behold yourself, it's grey. And then that's cool, and then look, they got even the cool art. Look at that, it's like a demon, so it's kind of like Satan, but it's more alien Satan, which is still pretty metal, so I know this is gonna be a little different, because we've all just been discussing black metals, and black metals is the best genre of music, but Gwar is spiritually black metals, but it sounds more like the normal metals, the death metals, and the thrash metals. But it's good. It's good metals, and you should respect them, or I will dox you. Although I don't really believe in doxings, but if you talk shit about Gwars, you lose rights, and you should be enslaved by Gwar and brutalized on the stage. So yeah, there's that. So you get on this side. So this is a two vinyl records, and it's really good. It's made of 180 vinyl record. Okay, and when it spins, it's really beautiful. Go check it out. It's really pretty, right? So the first side, so the A side, this side is the Salamanizer, okay? Yeah, that's a great song. This guy is basically about fire spirits, and well, I can't really go, well, fuck it. It's about, you know what I'm saying? But in a different lingo. And then the next one is about maggots. Now, this is not to be confused with Slipknot fans, okay? Because I know the band Slipknot, it talks about how the fans are like maggots in the pits. This is about actual maggots and how humanity is maggots. So you could see Gwar is a little ahead of the curve before the Stone Sour, Slipknot, whatever, same band. And then the best song on the album, and this is basically a song that I think of every time I see a comment section on the channel, or that's stupid, or anytime someone's like, oh, I want to discuss metal with you, Emperor Melkor, and I'm like, really? Do you want to talk metal? Well, let's talk metals. And then they proceed to speak about Volbeat for 3 hours, and I think of immediately the Gwar song Sick of You, and I think about what their heads would look like on a stick, and their eyeballs removed through their mouths and stuff. So it's a good song. It's about poses. It's called Sick of You. So yeah, it's a great song. It's an iconic song by Gwar. And then we get another good song, which is really good. It's called Vlad the Impaler. And that is the best person in all of history. He did nothing wrong, ever. And in fact, I wish more people would be like Vlad and impale your enemies. And you also need to feast before them and drink their bloods, and truly becomes the best Nosferatu in history. So then the B side of this album, which is this side, I know I probably should have had it on that side, but I know it's easy to confuse all of you. But the B side only has 2 songs, and it's pretty good songs, and in fact they're so metal, it's hard to. It's amazing that I could even fit all of these songs on this one record. Okay, I'm surprised that this isn't 3 records because it's so brutal. but it's called Slaughterramas, and that's a great song. It's kind of like black metals, but death metals, but it's Gwars, so it's great. And then we have a song called King Kling. So that song kind of confuses Melkor, but other than that, it's a great song. It's great. It's great. Great experience, and you should listen to it. And so that's this record. No, don't worry, we've got a whole nother records. But before we look at that records, we're going to take a look at. Hang on, I gotta put this in here, make sure it's nice and snug here. There we go. Yeah, so there we go. So we're gonna take a look here at the song. This is the lyric sheet. I know you probably don't understand because you probably can't, see really good. I know Gill-boy cannot see at all. He's almost blind unless he's in the bottom of the lagoon with his deep dives. You know what I'm saying? But anyways, we're not going to talk about the poser. We're going to talk about the Gwar, one of the best bands of all times here. And the verse 1 is very groundbreaking, and it's this is the third song. It's about all the posers, and I need you all to listen. So, if you don't, I'll try to enhance it with the crystalmancy. But then if I do that, then I could get banned from YouTube for showing my powers. But anyways, the first verse is Your socks they smell, your feet they stink. You never take a bath, your nose it runs, you bust your buns, you always finish last. Sick of you, I'm so sick of you, yeah. So yeah, they sing kind of like that, so they don't sing black metal, it's not like, the chorus is it's sick of you. I'm so sick of you. It's not sound like that. Okay, although Darius has a very more deeper, complex, booming voice that he serenades you with, unlike the voice of Melkor here. So. But anyways, we go back to verse 2 and it says, your face is gross, you eat white toast, you don't know what to do, and just your luck, you really suck, and I'm so sick of you. So, you see, this is pretty much just about poses. I mean, even Gwar kills poses, and they call them up on stage, and they say, oh, look at that person, they got a Metallica shirt on, and they got the Volbeat song shirts, and they call them up on stage, and then you know what they do? They cut them in half and they spray their blood all over you. It's so metal. It's great. I always try. I know it's not really black metal to wear anything white besides your corpse paint. But I always like to wear white shirts to Gwar, because then when you leave, they're stained red from the blood of the posers that dare come to a Gwar show. And you could see a poser because they start trying to run away when the Gwar starts spraying them with the fluids. And, but yeah, anyway, so then, the chorus, this kind of continues. And we've already done that. But then they say, bring it down. I said, bring it down. And then they say, thank you. Then they go into the bridge and they pretty much just keep saying, don't you know I'm so sick of you. Things you say, things you do, don't you know, so sick of you. And it basically repeats. So basically, in conclusion, fuck all the posers. We're sick of you. You should all die. Horrible deaths and stuff like that. And so that's pretty good. So then the next side of the record is also really good. So we're going to take a look at that. Let me pull this one out here. So you get your money's worth for this record. You're looking to spend close to like $30-$40, but it's really good because look at all the beautiful arts on this, and you get to some more lyrics pages. And now you get to see something even cooler. So they have a lot of other members of the bands. Some of them comes out and they play certain instruments. Others just kind of come out and they're cool. And they bring out other like monsters. Like they have this thing that's like called Gwar, and he's like this giant lizard Godzilla figure, kaiju, and he like kills people on stage, and then the blood goes everywhere. It's great. It's great fun. It's the greatest thing. And you know, they display. Basically, it's like, oh, is it Big Red? It's not. It's actual blood. So we're gonna move this over here because I don't want to accidentally spill it and ruins the whole videos. Can you imagine? It would be just so traumatic. So anyway, so this is kind of the rest of the band here. Is we have the Executioner, and I don't believe his part is the band as it is now, unfortunately. And then we have Sly Minstrel Hymens, yes. And she's pretty brutal, okay? She likes to spread her blood on you between her nether regions when she was on stage. And of course, you know, Melkor was that front row on that show, I tell you. And then we got their manager, and he looks like Elvis Presley. Like, you can see this side, he's poser. You know, he'll really look at him. He tries to outdo Elvis, can you imagine? But it's Sleepy P, Montani, and then you have Techno Destructo, and then basically just a bunch of slaves of Gwar, and then Bozo Destructo. And that's kind of like, so they're kind of like the enemies of Gwar. So Gwar is like aliens. I know it's a little complex for your minds, but so they're like aliens, right? And then of course, you know, they have villains that try to stop Gwar because they're too brutal, they're too metal, and so they come and be like, you can't be brutal, you can't be metal, you know. They have a song called Gwar Must Die and stuff, and that's what this guy says, and he's like a villain, and then I end up like kicking his ass on stage. It's very theatrical, it's a great time. Highly recommend the music videos, okay? There's nothing goes wrong with a Gwar music video. They got some of the best music videos you could ever hope to imagine or see. And so we're gonna look at the record now, and the record is pretty much the same side on that. You got the cool little symbol here, and you got that side here. So this side of the records is the C side, because this actually has the alphabet, you know, B, A, D, C. So this is side C, and this is besides Sick of You, which is the best song on the album, because who doesn't like songs confronting poses? But this one is called Horror of Yeek. So this one is kind of very Lovecraftian, H.P. Lovecraft, yes. So it's a kind of the Cthulhu songs. It's pretty good. Then they have one called Love Surgery, and then Sexecutioner, and that's when the Sexecutioner would come out and be and sexecute everyone's. And then the other side, which is called Chaos Side, which is the symbol here. And you know, it's a lot like the Chaos comics, and Melkor's stolen a whole box full of those comics, and he might make his own bagging and boarding videos, but we'll see. I have to probably steal from the Gill-boys on that. But anyways, the only thing that's missing now is the cool little skull, the logo there. But you know, Gwar is not going to do that. They're going to do their own chaos thing. So the chaos side, which is this side, I know, try to keep up. I know Melkor's moving pretty fast here, and it's Emperor Melkor to you. So chaos side, this side is The Years Without Lights. And now that song sounds pretty bad because we know Lucifer's lights, but I don't think they're talking about Satan. I think they're talking about the sunlight. So that could go, you know, that's good. It needs to be dark. Fuck sun, it's too hot, you know. It causes the corpse paint to melt off Melkor's face. So anyways, and then the next song, it's called Black and Huge. You know, and then we got Death Pods, and then from that we have Cool Place to Park, and that's the end of the album. And it's always very sad. Like, I always go in kind of a depressed state after a Gwar album is over, because it's over. And so then what I normally do is I just replay the albums, and then my depression goes away. So it's an easy fix. and you don't need to fill yourself with pills. Although pills are fun, just ask Elvis. So last time he was here, I snuck out of the basement and took some of the pills he had when he was watching Terrifier 3, and that was a good time. You could see here. Let me see, hang on, I gotta turn this side around. So, I'll go ahead and read you some lyrics from the Horror of Yig song, okay? And it's basically starts off with bagpipes, which, I do kind of have some Scottish descent, so I'm more, that's too much. If you know too much about the Emperor, then I won't be too much black metals, but I really like the bagpipes, because I know my mother's is more Scottish, and my dad is Swedish, so, anyways, well, who cares about the history lesson? That could be a time for another video, so, anyways, so it starts off with some bagpipes, okay? And the band Korn also does that, because they try to steal from Gwar, because Gwar's is head curved, because they're aliens and they know more than humans. So they start the song off with that, and then they do the audio clip from the Apocalypse Now, so Brandon Marlowe's. And from that great film, I recommend the fucking 6-hour version of that film. It's a great time. You won't regret it. It starts off with horror has a face. You must make a friend of horror. Horror and moral tower are your friends. If they are not, then they are enemies to be feared. The horror. Okay, and then the verse 1 is, I saw Yig, he saw me, we're together and in clarity. I saw Yig, he's so big, he smokes cigs, eats just like a pig. Oh, I saw Yig, I saw Yig, I saw Yig, I saw Yig, I saw Yig. So you can see it's very complex lyrics. It's really good, and it's basically about seeing an alien beyond your own mental capacity to witness. So I hope to see that one day. I think it'll really help me and write a great black metal song, just as great as Gwar here. But there's, like I said, they're kind of like their own thing. They're not black metal, but spiritually they're black metal. So we're still going to review it. And if you disagree with me, then I hope Gwar kills you, because they are on tour and they are playing with the Static Shocks, whatever they are called, the guy with the froze, and he's like, I'm so cold, or whatever. Yeah, the Damned Queen, or that bands, or whatever, and the Gwar's with them. And they'll probably come to your town and they kill you. I hope they do, because you don't like Gwar, and you should die, because you don't like them. Anybody who doesn't like Gwar deserves to die. I'm just going to say that, so... Yeah, so that's pretty much that, and then the years without light, okay, so I'm impressed to how they're not talking shit about Satan here. They're saying, scanning the crowd, defiling the writhing masses, I saw your death impaled on iron fences. Your fate was sealed, you're doomed to die on TV because you're deaf, your bloody death will never please me, no. You don't know what it's like because you never could, because of poses. Okay. That's so it's good. Okay, sorry, I just don't want to get sidetracked here. Possibly understand, I wish you would, what it means to stand, atop a heap of heads and hands. Now it's time to divine life make up what's left of my mind. Now you know, yes, now you know it's almost time. Your world, your doom, your life, your destiny to live for Gwar and die for me. So you see, it's really about how we should all serve Gwar. We should all allow them to abduct us onto their ships. And to, they give you free jobs. How many of you are looking for jobs now? I mean, the economy is so bad. Many of you are struggling, so just go and work for Gwar. Become their slaves. And you will be more metal than most people if you are slaves for Gwar. So, yeah, this is a great album. It's one of the best Gwar albums. And they have many great albums. But, it's kind of really hard to decide which is the best Gwar album. But I would have to say, as being Emperor and my rule being supreme and unchallenged, and being never wrong, that this is like the best albums. I listen to it all the time. It's a good fun, and one thing that's really cool about this band is that they have many VHSs, and unfortunately Gill-boy is too much of a poser to buy them, so I cannot steal them and show you them, but I'm sure one day he will, and then I will make separate video reviewing the Gwar films, because Gwar makes some of the best films ever made. And yeah, so you should definitely check those out. So also in the, what was it, in the 90s, there was the Sega Genesis or something like that. They had like the Beavis and Butthead games, and the whole game was about trying to get Gwar tickets, and it's a great game. I played it a long time ago. I would break into my friend's house when he was asleep, and then I would play it, and I would I beat games. I ended up going. It's kind of hard games, honestly, and once I beat the games, you actually get to see Gwar, and you're at a Gwar show, and you hear, I think, at least the full song of Gwar. And I know those kind of systems of games are, with on PS9 now and Xbox 31 or something, and so, I think the Sega is now the Wii or something, or the Twitch or the handheld Game Boy Advance Colors, and so you can't really play it unless you get it, and it's so expensive. So there's a whole playthrough on the YouTubes that you can watch and behold, and I would highly recommend it. And there's plenty of interviews of Gwars, and the controversial band, because his Odaris was much like Emperor Melkor. You saw me spotting the goose. And the goose is a good friend of mine, and he likes to come out way late at night in the witching hour and be a part of me. And sometimes people think it's inappropriate, just like they thought Odaris' Cthulhu Fatag things on his region where I had the goose. He would have it, and he got arrested for indecency. And, Melkor has also been arrested for indecency, and also, they say I'm an arsonist or a terrorist, and I'm not. I'm just black metals. So they accuse Gwar of the same thing. So that's how you know Gwar is metal, because they get arrested. And they fought the law, and the law won. Sometimes, like Johnny Cash. The Clash says. So ultimately, they are far more metal than most metal bands today. Because I was at a show, I think it was like 2 years ago, I snuck in through the back, and I did some black magic on the security guard and told him he didn't see me, and he's like, what? And I was like, exactly, and I walked in, and he couldn't do anything, because, I'm so powerful. And that's because I know how to use this. Most people think it's this. But anyways, I don't want to disclose my powers, but I walked in, the band was like, well, we're going to play one last song because we're told we can't play the song. Beach bands. They should have been destroyed. The people there who paid money should have charged the stage and just destroyed them and kicked them out of the venues. I sit there thinking, how is Elvis Presley more metal than death metal bands here? He was told not to play Trouble by United States military. He told them, fuck you, and he played Trouble and rubbed his goose in front of a woman's face, and they stormed the stage because they all wanted a piece of the king. And I know this because Elvis told me last time we did pills in my in the basement of the Lagoon. But so that band's not as metal as Elvis, but Gwar kills Elvis. They have killed him on stage, and I've seen it, so it's pretty metal. So that's what I'm saying. It's hard to out metal Gwar. Spiritually, they're black metal. And if you've never heard their music, you should, because they're one of the greatest bands of all time. They are punk rocks, they are black metals, they are metals, they are all kinds of extreme badassery, and you cannot go wrong with it. And I cannot wait to see them later this year. It's gonna be great, and it's a great time to see them, and I would highly recommend, to listen to their studio albums, but they're kind of the same, because I know Gill-boy says, about the Cramps or whatever, it's like you should listen to them live, and he even says the same thing about Kiss. That it's better to listen to them live, but I would say, the same about Gwar, except it's actually decent music. And so anyways, check out their live sets. There's plenty of footage on YouTube, and there's plenty of Beavis and Butthead reviewing the Gwars, and it's hard to be solemn or sad when they come on. And the last time I saw them, they killed every single president that has ever existed. And speaking of which, I'm wearing a Creator shirt, and one of their songs, one of the best thrash metal songs of all time, is called Violent Revolutions. And that's desperately what's needed in the world, and as far as, at least within Americas at this time as well. Fuck the system, burn it all down. We should actually have Gwar kill every single person in the government, and play and then headlines after they slaughter everyone, and then they can take over the world and make all of humanity slaves, because fuck humanity, we deserve to die. And I think Dark Funeral would even agree, because fuck humanity, right? I mean, it's so black metal, it's so metal, it's the greatest message you could even find. I mean, even in the new park of Jurassic, of the dinosaurs, of the birth of the reef, whatever, 9, 12, whatever one we're on now, they're even like, fuck humanity, and it's like, that's how black metal of them to say that. So, like I said, Gwar, spiritually black metal, you can't go wrong with them. Check them out, you'll have a great time. But, I'm really happy that you guys are all coming and hanging out with Melkor, because it kind of gets a little lonely in the basement, I'm not gonna lie. But like I said in one of the last videos, I had to, I need some new members of the band. Yes, I've had a lot of unfortunate problems with some of the other members. In fact, I had an interview with the new drummers, and I think it's gonna work out, but the drummer position is still open, so write down in the comments sections if you are still interested, because it might not work out with this person. I don't know yet. We'll see, because I told them to name 3 Venom songs, and they were starting to talk about Spider-Man, so we'll see. I might have to I might have to hire someone else, if you know what I'm saying. So I need a new lead guitarist, because the other one, she didn't work out too well. She told me she didn't care for Gwar, so she's gone now. She's at the bottom of the lagoon. But anyways, so we'll have a good time listening to Gwars. I would love to play their music, but I don't want to get copyright striked by that poser Elvis fuck, and hopefully this year Gwar will cut off his head, and then so we could just listen to the whole album together, and then maybe afterwards we could summon Satan. So anyways, I appreciate you all stopping by. I know Gill-boy's gonna have some more videos coming out, and of course, Mondays are Emperor Melkor days. Monday for Melkor. It's gonna be so metal. So anyways, until next witching hour, I will see you then. Always stay brutal, stay metal, listen to Gwar, and Satan!